Hello and welcome back to our training where we talk about how you can get more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. And on our training today, we're going to continue talking about PhoneBurner and how you can use that tool to power through your calls at a rate of 60 to 80 dials per hour. And more specifically, we're going to talk about how to deal with contacts that you connect with, but ask you to follow up with them at some point in the future. But before we get into that, once again, my name is Jeff Osnes. I'm your host, I'm your trainer, I am your tour guide as we go through this Prosperity Central system. Now, what is the Prosperity Central system? It is an online contact management system designed to help you manage, organize, and follow up with your prospects in an effective and efficient way. It was specifically designed for the network marketing industry. However, anyone in sales can really benefit by taking advantage of this tool. So if you know somebody in sales or if you know somebody in network marketing, take a moment now and share this video with them so they can start to learn about this amazing tool. Now let's get into our training today. Now, like I said, on our training today, we're going to continue talking about PhoneBurner and how we can use this tool to make ourselves more effective and efficient and power through our calls at a rate of 60 to 80 dials an hour. And more specifically, how we can deal with those contacts that we connect with that give us what I like to call the polite blow-off. They don't want to schedule a specific follow-up date and time. They're just like, hey, give me a call back at some point in the future. So we need a way to work with those. So we're going to jump over to the Marketing tab. We're going to go down to PhoneBurner, and we're going to go to PhoneBurner Settings, and we're going to click on Dispositions. And of course, we're going to be working on the default live answer set copy that we created the other day. You can't have an outcome like that without having a live answer, a live conversation with somebody. So it's part of the live answer set. Now, you'll see here we've got 4 buttons. They are interested, not yet interested, wrong person, and do not call. Those don't fit for this particular outcome. So we're going to create a new button. We're going to click on Add New Button. And we're going to go ahead and give it a name. In this case, I'm just going to call it Follow Up. The status is going to be follow up, and we're going to have an auto note of follow up added to the record. Now, this is only in addition to the manual notes, the custom notes that we're going to add during our conversation, during the actual dialing process. Then, of course, we've got a one-touch email that we may want to trigger here. Now, if we click here, you'll see I don't really have a one-touch email specific to follow up. And so I'm not going to choose one right now. I'm going to go ahead and leave that empty. And where it says Move to Folder, I'm going to change this to C1 Follow-Up. That's the folder I created to put these contacts in. Next action is going to be Next Contact. Not going to worry about tags at this point. Do not call, delete. All of this other stuff I'm going to leave as is, and we're going to go ahead and save changes. So now we've got this new button, this follow-up button here. It's listed with all of our other buttons, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this button up right there next to my interested button. Because the way I like to have my buttons on the screen as I'm making calls, best outcome on the left, worst outcome on the right. So let's go ahead and refresh. And this is what our buttons will look like as we're making calls. So now let's go ahead and deal with the email side of this button. Let's go back to Marketing, go down to Emails and Scripts. And what we could do is we could take an email that we already have created that we're happy with, and maybe customize it. Let's take Great Talking With You, and let's make a copy of that. Now we've got the copy. Let's go ahead and edit it. We're going to change the name, maybe even the subject line. Change that to follow-up email. Add a little description. And then my one-touch email subject. Looking forward to working with you. Now that doesn't quite fit. We're going to make a change to this. Maybe I'll create a subject line, details to review before we talk again, and then enter the recipient's name. So John, Mary, or whoever, right? And then come down here to the Your Message. I could add a template if I'd like, right? So we've got all these templates. If we want to use those, we can use those. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it with no template. Of course, now I can customize this email. It was great talking with you today, and I'm going to change this up. And there we go. We made some minor adjustments. Let's go ahead and save changes. Now we're going to go back to Marketing. We're going to go back to PhoneBurner, PhoneBurner settings, dispositions. We're going to customize our live answer set. And we're going to go in and edit our follow-up button and assign our new follow-up email. Save changes. And boom, there we go. We're done. We have now customized a brand new follow-up button that we can use when we're making calls. When we click that button, those records, those contacts, they're going to get moved from whatever folder they were in. In this particular case, they're going to be starting in our Campaign 1 folder. So whether it's the first time we call them or one of the other times that we call them, once we click that, they're going to get moved into our follow-up folder. Now keep in mind, there is one other aspect that we need to consider when we're calling contacts and they ask us to follow up with them at some date in the future, and that is the follow-up date custom field. We'll be talking about this even more when we do some test dials, some sample calls, and we start working through and testing our buttons, making sure that everything's doing what we want it to do. But I did want to make sure that you remember that this is one of those pieces. The follow-up date custom field is one of the pieces that goes along with that follow-up disposition. And all right, so that's it for our training today. As you can see, Prosperity Central is here to help you boost sales and growth. It is a super simple system that helps you present your opportunity, organize your contacts, and track those contact activities so you know who to focus on and when to focus on them. There is a 2-tier affiliate program built into the system so you can start building a second income stream, all while helping your team take advantage of tools they should be using anyway. It is mobile friendly and it is priced just right. Now, speaking of price, there are 3 account levels: basic, professional, and premier. The basic account, free for life. That's so everybody on your team has no excuse not to get a Prosperity Central account. Everybody should have one so they can plug into you and your training. But those that are serious about building a business should upgrade to professional. $24.95 a month gives them everything they need to manage, organize, and follow up with their prospects. And then for you and your team leaders, you should be upgraded to the premier account. That gives you everything you need to not only manage, organize, and follow up with your prospects, but to create customized content within your account and then share that with your organization, including the ability to create your very own training page. Now, if you don't have a Prosperity Central account, you need to go get one today. Go to prosperitycentral.biz. Once again, prosperitycentral.biz. Go there now and set up your Prosperity Central account so that you can start getting more done in less time using the power of Prosperity Central. Thanks again, and happy prospecting.